What's up guys, and this is Game Maker Tutorials bringing you a new episode of our game SL's Life. So basically in the previous episode we've made our menu basics, and in today's episode we are gonna be making our worlds, or maybe one world, and in the future we're gonna make more, and probably our saving and loading. So this is part one, because this will take like a lot of time, or maybe it'll take like only one episodes, but that's not the important thing. So basically I just went ahead and created a new group creator for the sprites and for the objects over here right off the bat. So I've made like pretty much like a lot of sprites like over here. So made a sprite called no, sprite yes, a sprite agreement, are you sure? Okay, a sprite save and exit, a sprite load, a sprite enter organism, and a create organism. So that's basically it, and they all have fade animations, the fading system. So I then created another background, which is called the BGR creator bar. So this is basically like a very normal, like a basic thing over here. So let's just go ahead and create a object right off the bat, and we're gonna go ahead and call it obj creator organism, which is basically this kind of sprite over here. I'm gonna give it its own sprite, and then we're just gonna go ahead and enter the create event and drag a piece of code and type in image speed is equal to 0, which is probably it does not let the fading system work by itself. So no animation is created on its own. So go ahead and drag a mouse event over there and drag this execute code over here and type in image index is equal to 1. Oops, is equal to 1. Okay, so this basically this means that whenever a mouse is over the object, it fades, and whenever the mouse leaves right over here, whenever the mouse leaves, it just turns back to normal by just typing in image index is equal to 0. So we've got our fading system right over here ready to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate it for our obj organism, which is our world. Give it its own sprite like that. Duplicate it and add another object called obj enter. Give it its own sprite, and do this to all of these objects. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do them like right quick, as fast as I can, because we're just going ahead and duplicating everything. Okay, load, save, exit, just like that. Give it its own sprite. Okay, I guess 3 more objects. Okay, agreement, just like that. Give it its own sprite over there, and now we're just gonna go. Wait a sec. Oh, oops. Just gonna go ahead and delete this object and duplicate it one more time. Obj yes. Give it its own sprite, just like that. And the last object, obj no. Its own sprite. So now we've got our objects set up, and we're just gonna go ahead and enter our create room. I've just gave it the cell background as usual, as in our menu room. So just go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and add another background. So you may be asking, how can we add another background? So we've got a 1 to 7, which is probably 8 backgrounds, which you can add in only one room. So just go ahead to the background number 1. Make sure you enable the visible when room starts, just like that, and now you see that it's now gotten bigger and like that. So then just go ahead and choose your create bar. So as you can see in here, you've got all of these enabled, but if you enable them in here, this is what you're gonna get, which we don't want. So just go ahead, do that, just like so, and you're gonna get to one image at the top. So go ahead and enter like approximately 80 and 60, just like so, which should be enough. Just gonna go ahead and show you, which should be enough probably. So as you can see, this is in the middle, And yeah, so as you can see now, it's not in the middle, in the horizontal size. So I'm just gonna go ahead, make it smaller, just like that, bring it up here, just like that. Okay, and pretty much give it a 65, which should be excellent. Okay, so we've got our bar just in that position, which is more than great. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it like that, just a little bit more, in order to give you the ability to see everything perfectly. Okay, perfect. So we've got our second background set up. So just go to the object section, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this create organism, and make sure it's in the center, like 320, like that. And you've got pretty much a cool looking bar with a create organism, which stands for create world, but in our case it's an organism. Okay, so just go ahead and press OK, save your game data, make sure everything is set up, and now let's just go ahead and start pretty much coding. Okay, so enter the creator organism, add a event, left pressed. So go ahead and drag that code and type in global dot created plus equals 1. Okay, so now you may be asking, we don't have a global created, so just go ahead, create another object, name it obj control creator, just like that. We don't need a sprite for it, so just go ahead and drag it a create event. Okay, then an execute code, and type in pretty much global dot created is equal to 0. That pretty much sets up our global. Okay, excellent. Now what you're gonna do next is we're gonna add a step event. As you just noticed in the object creator organism, whenever we press on it, it's just gonna go ahead and add a global created. So whenever you press on it, our global created isn't gonna be anymore 0. It's gonna be 1. Okay, so whenever it's 1, we're gonna set in the step event that is gonna create our object's organism. So if a global created is equal to 1, just like so, oops, forgot the equal there. Okay, so just go ahead and type in instance create, I guess 32176 should be enough. Okay, organism, just like that, and we get our world object already created pretty much in the middle of our bar. So now we're just gonna go ahead and do the same over here, but if our global created is equal to 2, we're just gonna go ahead and set the global created to 2. So now our global created is gonna stay 2. It won't get 3 or 4 or 5. We're gonna change that when we're gonna add more than one world. But now we're just gonna go ahead and leave it at this point. Okay, now we've got that. Just go ahead and enter the creator room. Put in your control creator at this top, not in order to like bother or anything, or I don't know. So now we've got our creator organism ready and our organism set up. Now whenever you press on this world, which is our organism, you just go ahead and type in this code, instance create 160, I guess, and 448 should be good. Okay, enter. Oops, that P is just okay. Go ahead and copy that, paste it, and change the enter to load, just like that, and change the 160 to 480. So whenever you press the create organism, you create the organism, which is our world. Whenever you press on the organism, you get the enter this world, or you can load the world. Okay, so that's pretty much set up. I'm just gonna go ahead and check this just in case if we did something wrong, or we didn't do something, or I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and check if everything is working perfectly, but if it is, that'll be just perfect, guys, just perfect. Okay, so as you can see, our logo just disappeared. Play. We've got our bar over here, create organism, got our organism over here. Just press the organism and you get the enter organism and the load organism, which is basically perfect. Okay, so by that being said, we did not add anything for the enter organism and load, so I will do that just in a second. So basically, as you've just noticed, we're just gonna go ahead and press the organism. You get the organism over here. Whenever you want to enter this organism, just press on it, and you get those two options. You want to load your file that you've played like previously, or you want to just enter and play from the beginning. So that's basically very good. And yep, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add the code for our object enter. So whenever it's left pressed, just gonna go ahead to the main 2 section and drag this thing over here, save game. But we're gonna just go ahead and save our creator root. So whenever you press the enter, anything that happened in this creator root saves. It's saved in a file. Okay, just press OK. Okay, and then just go ahead and drag in this piece of code. Instance create 320 240 obj agreement. Okay, excellent. So whenever you press enter, you get the agreement. Are you sure you want to enter the game? And yeah, that pretty much holds up our save game and pretty much fix up some bugs that I've noticed like before doing this thing, because I test out things before actually throwing them on YouTube. But yep, so I've noticed a bug, and this thing over here, the agreement system, which we're gonna be making agreements yes and no, will save pretty much like 6 to 7 bugs, which would have happened if we haven't got those 3 objects. So by that being said, just gonna go ahead and enter the creator room right over here, and pretty much drag it over here just like that. I want to test one thing out. I'm not gonna put anything in here, just want to test it out how it's gonna be. So are you sure? So the Y scale is very low, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it at this position over here. Okay, this should be great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at here, 320 224. Just gonna go ahead and enter this enter over here, and change it to 224, which should be just great. Okay, now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna test out where our yes and no is gonna be landing. Okay, so I guess we need to change the snaps to 4, just like that, in order to get some smooth some smooth changes. So probably our object yes is going to be standing at the X scale 244, Y scale 232. Okay, great. 244 232. Enter the enter event over here. Over here, 244 232, in order not to forget obj yes. Okay, so now just go ahead and enter in the front instance create, and that's basically it. Okay, now next we're just gonna go ahead and do the last thing in here, which is gonna be our note. Okay, it's gonna be like approximately over here, so 396. Excellent. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and enter over here. Do it 396 232 obj no. So perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up this line of code just like that, and pretty much that should be it. So this is our agreement system, which will be pretty much covering all of the bugs. So okay, got our enter over here like so, or enter. Okay, then go ahead and copy this, add it to the load system over here, left press as usual, paste. Okay, so I've noticed one thing that will be bothering us. I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate the yes obj yes 2, just like that, and duplicate that obj no 2. Okay, great. So our first ones are going to be answering the question of the enter, and our second ones are going to be answering the question of the load, which is perfect. Okay, enter the load over here, left press, and change this to our second objects, just like that. Okay, great. Now we've got our agreement system set up. Go ahead and save your game data just like that. And what we pretty much got over here, whenever you you press enter and you want to enter your game or your world, everything that happened in the creator room is going to be saved in in a file called save creator. Okay, so and it's gonna go ahead and pop up a thing over here, which says if you are you sure you want to enter. Okay, yes and no. Okay, just go ahead and enter the no number 1 and put it left pressed. If you're left pressing this thing, just go ahead and instance destroy self, copy that, paste it, paste it, and paste it. Okay, number 2 is gonna be for object yes. So whenever you press no, it destroys itself. This object no destroys the object yes. Then it's gonna go ahead and destroy the object agreement, and then it's gonna go ahead and destroy the object enter. And one more time, paste that code. Okay, paste that last piece of code, and it's going to be destroying our load. So basically, whenever you press no, all of this enter or load or yes or no or agreement, this is all going to be destroyed. But whenever you press yes, left press, it's going to go ahead and pretty much take you to our room right over here, over there. So just go ahead and enter enter this piece of code, room ghetto organism, which our world. So it's activated because we've got our room over here, but it's empty. But anyways, so got our system working for our entering thing over here, and pretty much we're gonna go ahead and do the load system. So go ahead and copy the whole thing over here, copy that, enter it to the node 2 whenever it's left pressed. Paste that thing over here, but you're gonna change the yes to the yes number 2, because this is our second agreement system. Okay, and that'll be just perfect. Now for the yes over here, we're just gonna go ahead and enter a left press, and over here we are going to load our save organism, which isn't yet created. Okay, so basically our load is gonna load this the save file of our organism world, but we haven't got the save file yet. But we are gonna do it right over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate this yes over here one last time, the third system, which is gonna be the final one. Okay, obj no pop3 like that, and pretty much go ahead to here and change it to the yes 3, and you should be probably good to go with that. Enter the yes number 3, and as in the save, and this third system gonna be for the save and exit. So whenever you press yes, it's gonna go ahead and load your creator save file just like that. Okay, so that's excellent. And now enter the save and exit whenever it's left pressed. Yep, whenever it's left press, enter this thing over here, copy that, paste it at the save and exit, change those things over here, like oops, those things to 3. Okay, 3, excellent. And pretty much it's now saves our it creates a save called organism, which is pretty much cool. So now we've got our whole system working perfectly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create a temporary thing just in order to test those things out, just like that. Color it like black, and then centralize it. But as I mentioned like before, this is just temporary. Add another thing. It's just in order to check if the save system is working perfectly. So instance create mouse x mouse y and obj block pretty much. Okay, just give me a second right over here. Create another object. Give it this right over here. Obj block. Okay, so that's pretty much excellent. Just gonna go ahead and enter this organism over here, organism thingy over here. Add this object that isn't very important. I'm just gonna go ahead and add it. Add the save and exit over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. To mention, this is only temporary, just in order to check our save system if it's working or if it isn't working. So I'm starting to guess that this is working, because I don't see any kind of problem. So just go ahead, wait, and give the log a second to disappear. Play, create organism. We got our organism. Enter. Okay, so as you can see, we don't have any loads. Okay, so I'm pressing yes, and I don't get anything because we haven't got that file. So whenever we press no, everything disappears. So enter the organism again. Enter organism. Just like that, we've got our are you sure? Yes, I am sure. And whenever we right click, you get this thing over here. And pretty much when I entered and I said yes, sure, it pretty much saved everything that happened in the creator room. So now whenever I press save and exit, our organism is now saved. But whenever we press yes, it's gonna remind everything over here. So now we're back to our menu. So enter the organism. Now you can press load it, and we're back over here. So as you can see, this system works perfectly, guys. This is just perfect. This is just Italiano the pasta. But anyways, that was a joke. Okay, so basically we've got our saving. Yes, we've saved our organism. And okay, enter the organism. We pretty much had our thingy over here, our save file. But if I want to start from the beginning without our load, so just gonna go ahead, enter the organism right over here, just like that. You had a second. Okay, are you sure? Of course I'm sure. I know, got a brand new thingy over here. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. So as you can see, we don't need a part 2 or I don't know what. So before ending wrapping up this episode, just gonna go ahead and remove those objects right over here, because as I mentioned like previously, this is just temporary things. So I'm just gonna go ahead you know what, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that that area over there. And pretty much I want to add one more thing. I don't like this kind of a green thing with the no fades. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that. Enter the no, copy it, paste it, and pretty much add another fade. I'm gonna go ahead, use the red one right over here. Yep, the no one is like an alert, are you sure? So I'm gonna leave it at the no right over there. And we're pretty much done, guys. So hope you like this video and hope it helped you like somehow. But if you have any kind of mistakes or bugs, then sure to comment in the comment section below. I reply as fast as I can and we'll solve this problem out. But until now, that's probably it. So thank you for watching. This was Game Maker Tutorials. Thank you for watching this episode, and if you did like it, please hit that big like button below and subscribe, because that really helps me a lot. Okay, so by that being said, I'm just gonna mention one more thing what we're gonna do in our next episode. In our next episode, we are pretty much going to do I think start pretty much our game, like start bringing in the action with the player and anything. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and enter the hard description, the hard coding in the description below. And yep, make sure to check this game out. And if you're new to my channel, sure to subscribe and check my previous episode in order to realize what we're doing and with what are we dealing. By that being said, just go ahead and wrap up this video. So thank you for watching. This was Game Maker Tutorials, and see you in my next episode. Goodbye.